All right, hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about phylum Pteridophyta, or what is commonly known as the ferns. So first we're going to take a look over here at what we call sorus arrangement. So you see these orange dots here, all of these little orange dots, those are called sori, sorus singular, sori plural. And what you're going to notice when you're out and about, adventuring through the forest, is that sori have different arrangement on leaves. They can have an arrangement like this, like that we see over here, that are along the edges of what are called the fronds or the leaves of the fern. Or they can have an arrangement that is more central and along this vascular line. So it's good to note that different types of ferns have different sori arrangements, and you can actually key these ferns using a dichotomous key, and one of these, or this arrangement of the sori can actually help you determine what kind of fern it is. So next we're going to be looking at the actual structure of the sori, and just in case you didn't know, sori, or an individual sorus, you can kind of see in this picture to the right over here, there's a bunch of orange dots, right? And really what is happening here is that this one orange dot is really this huge mesh of a bunch of orange dots, and what those orange dots are actually spores. So that is how ferns in phylum Pteridophyta, that's how they reproduce, is they have they're homosporous, which means they have the same type of spore. All of ferns have the same type of spore within that fern species. So all of these spores, this spore is the same as this spore, and this spore is the same as this spore, this spore is the same as this spore. So they're all physiologically very similar, and we can compare that to some other phylums that are what we call heterosporous, or not other phylums, but species within other phylums that are heterosporous, meaning that they have different anatomy of spores. But for phylum Pteridophyta, most ferns are homosporous. I mentioned already that the leaves of the fern are called fronds, so that's a good thing to note. You'll see here this word indusium is actually referring to, you see this kind of darker outlined spot on the big sorus here. So this whole thing is considered a sorus. This darker spot is an indusium, and what the indusium is it's really a protectant, and what it does is it kind of keeps all of these individual spores really close to the leaf for protective purposes, and it also kind of keeps those spores close to the leaf in terms of keeping moisture in, so it's a moisture protector. And then if you look kind of down here, at the bottom left image, we have, so this is actually what we're seeing in this top right image as well. This is just a transsectional view of the sorus. So these are all the spores, these orange dots are all the spores, and this whole shape is what we call the indusium. So this is what the cross section of this here looks like. So this indusium is actually what we call a peltate shape. So I'm going to write that, peltate. It's a peltate shape for that indusium there. And what peltate means is umbrella-like. And you can really see that because it is a little umbrella. It kind of comes up and it has a stem, and it kind of covers these spores with a little umbrella. And you can remember that because the function of the indusium, remember, is to protect and also keep moisture in, whereas umbrellas usually repel moisture, but in this case, this umbrella is keeping the moisture in. One last thing to note about phylum Pteridophyta, a lot of species in this phylum have what are called croziers, and that is just this little baby leaf. I'm sure you've seen these. These are a very classic example of what we think of when we think about ferns, are these little curled ends of the leaves here. So that is all I have about phylum Pteridophyta today. If you have any questions or suggestions of what you want to see next, please let me know in the comments.